What's up, everybody? Today, either Heart of Kirin or Oko got banned, so assuming they don't hit the next up-and-coming decks, Blue-White Control and Simic Nexus, these will likely be the two decks to beat. This was made slightly beforehand to the ban, so I can't wait to see if I ended up being correct this week. So, assuming that Combo Control is the deck to beat, I think that Dredge is the best option in the toolbox. Both of these decks rely on getting more card advantage than you, and this deck has one card that if it resolves, you just win the game. That card is Driven to Despair. Neither of these decks really play any creatures, so you will be free to swing in unless they have some sort of Settle the Wreckage or Ether Spout's effect. Drawing 3 to 5 cards or making your opponent discard 3 to 5 cards is something that just makes people scoop that game. Now, the rest of the deck is mostly very stock. There's no way to actually dredge in the format, so we have to pay mana to do this. For the creatures, there's Stitcher Supplier and Satyr Wayfinder, which are both good enough to be played in Modern. Here in Pioneer, we have to take things a step further though, and play Gather the Pack and Grizzly Salvage. Both of these grab a creature or land for Grizzly Salvage, and with Gather the Pack, you get Spell Mastery, which lets you grab 2 creatures every now and then. The things we want to end up having in our graveyard are Haunted Dead, because for 2 mana you can feed this thing 2 cards from your hand to summon 3 creatures. There's also Narcomoeba, which is a free 1/1 flyer that is impressive with simplicity. The same can be said for Prized Amalgam. He's the best graveyard creature in the deck. If you summon anything else from the graveyard, then he just gets to come out for free, but he's tapped. Now, with this deck, you can get around that downside of him coming in tapped by using Haunted Dead or Scrap Heap Scrounger on their end phase, because both of their abilities can be used at instant speed. This gives all of these creatures pseudo haste and makes them a tiny bit harder to interact with. Now, the card most people play that I'm omitting from this list is Creeping Chill. This card is amazing in 90% of matchups, and it is incorrect to take them out the majority of the time, which is why everybody runs them. Here, however, this deck is focused on beating control or combo style decks, and this small amount of drain won't always be that impactful. So in the place of that, we're going to play more Driven to Despair, Haunted Dead, Scrap Heap Scrounger, and a single Cut to Ribbons. You cannot cast this card from your hand, but once it is in your graveyard, it acts like a Conflagrate. You can just keep this card in your graveyard until the turn that you're able to dump all of your excess mana into it and kill your opponent. This is yet another card that would end up needing to be countered when going against control matchups. When it comes to the mana base, you get access to 2 different fast lands, mostly throw in other green-black lands, with a couple basics for cards like Assassin's Trophy. Now, if this video is what makes you want to go pick this deck up, TcgPlayer has it for $206.07. More than half of this deck is made up by the mana base. So the most expensive card in the actual deck is Stitcher Supplier, and it's sitting at like $3. On Card Hoarder, you can get this deck for $66 or 72 ticks, which aligns pretty close to what it would cost in real life if you take out the mana base. Sideboarding with this deck, you don't get any of the cards really that can be played from your graveyard, like Ancient Grudge. The essentials for sideboarding here are going to be copies of Assassin's Trophy in Natural State. Dredge got weaker in Pioneer, but the hate cards for it are still there. Leyline of the Void, Rest in Peace, and Scavenging Ooze are all still here in the format, so you need to run answers to these cards. Outside of those, Creeping Chill would be good to put in against most matchups, so you should include some copies here, so when you don't face these matchups, you still have this card ready. Thoughtseize and Duress are good in matchups that you need hand removal for. Single target removal would be great to pack in the form of Fatal Push, Ultimate Price, or Cast Down. I hope you all enjoyed the deck list this week. Here's a picture of what will be the playmat for the live gameplay videos. It's in the final stages of design, and I wanted to reach out to anyone who watches and get your opinion. Is this a cool design? Let me know what you think this design could use. On the right hand side there's the 3 spaces, one for exile, one for library and graveyard. The battlefield is in the middle, and the forest area is a place to put your land. With that in mind, let me know what you all think. Is there anything I missed? I'm going to go back to 1 video a week while I'm learning how to use Adobe Suite. Look forward to more flashy things in the future, and I'll see you guys next video.